Hey everyone, we're going to be comparing two different items from Refuge Medical. Now you may know them because of Bear Independent. He is the CEO of Refuge Medical as well. Now some of the proceeds that go from Refuge Medical do go to support Caleb House, which is a human trafficking recovery site, as well as Grindstone Ministries. We'll talk a little bit about those as well, but we're going to be talking about these two kits here. Now, Bear Independent over and Refuge Medical did send these over to me to look over and to get in front of you guys, so we do want to kind of put that out there. If you do use the coupon code that we have, you get 10% off these kits, and a little bit comes to this channel as well. But we're going to be talking about the Crash IFAK, which is vacuum sealed, and then we're going to be talking about the Travel ARK. These are both great, awesome kits. We're going to tear them apart for you. You're going to see what's inside of them, and I'm going to kind of talk about why you might want to buy one over the other and some of the benefits and advantages between them. They're about the same price, sort of. This is about $310 before your discount of 10% if you use the code Poplar, Poplar, like the tree, right? Like this channel. You get 10% off this kit or 10% off this kit. This runs at $289, so $289 versus $309 and change on those. So let's tear these apart and see what we're seeing. So on the right here, we have the Crash IFAK. Now everything inside is vacuum sealed. So that's really nice because especially in the car, you get all those particles and everything like that. Now on the left here is the Travel ARK. Now it is designed to be strapped onto the back of your headrest of a car seat and then rip off. Advanced rip off kit. That's an ARK, right? So between these two kits, let's start with the Travel ARK. Now this thing folds up, and so it's got a little clip to kind of hold the whole thing together. And then once you open it up, one of the first things you're going to see before you get into the actual kit itself is, of course, the tourniquet. Now this is America Rescue, North America Rescue, its name brand. You're paying for the top quality. You can just tear that plastic off like that, but it is sealed so that it's nice and sterile. It's all ready to go. Just rip it open and you're good to go. So that is a legitimate cat. Right? So now as we open up the kit, one of the first things you see is, of course, the scissors right there. Good quality shears are so important to cut through clothing, get to wounds, and get to where you need to actually get the business. If you have any problem with any of the packaging inside this kit, use the scissors on them, of course. But you do want to start off by getting your gloves on before you touch any blood, any kind of things. You want to protect them as well as protect yourself. Now, there are two sets of gloves in here, which is great. And then as we get into this side over here, this is kind of like the less serious side of the kit. This is for boo-boos, and you're going to see, not that these are necessarily less serious, but this isn't like they're bleeding out right now. So boo-boo kit wipes, and you're going to have a lot of pieces in here, lots of individual pieces of everything, right? You got burn shields, you got wipes, you know, for making things sterile and all that jazz. And you just need to be able to use all this problems. That's antibiotic ointment right there. And so many of these little pieces of things that you need, right? In a crisis situation, bite and sting wipes there, pads. So if you have like less serious things, you don't want to use up your major you know, your tourniquets, you don't want to use your chest seals for boo-boos and stuff like that. So important to have that kind of stuff available in the car. Now, we do have a large burn shield as well. So if someone has gotten burned, rip that open and slap that right on to relieve the damage that is being done by the superheated skin. Now, on the other side of things, when you need to keep people nice and warm, you got your survival blankets. Those are good because people, even when it's not cold, people need the survival blanket because they're in shock, right? You need to help them keep their temperature up. Also, we have some stuff for eyes. There's an eye pad, and then there's a kit for the eyes to protect an eye. Eye injuries can happen in cars, right? And then also you have your Band-Aids. This is just like real boo-boo stuff. You cut your finger, you want to put a Band-Aid on it. Don't use the big expensive kits. Also, this is the over-the-counter medication. So we're talking about ibuprofen, aspirin. You get quite a bit in here. So if you're always kind of wondering in the car, like I need some aspirin, I need a ibuprofen, that kind of thing, you have quite a bit in this kit all ready to go. And so much available there. So now on the left side here of the kit is the more serious stuff that you're going to want to be aware of. Now there is some eye wash solution in there, part of the eye kit, so you can kind of rinse out stuff that's actually in the eyes without disturbing the eyes. Of course, you have your Sharpie. If you put a tourniquet on, make sure you do label the time that you put the tourniquet on, right? Always do that. Also, you can make notes on somebody's clothing or on their skin with a Sharpie for medical staff or whatever, so that they can know what you've done so far and kind of what's wrong with them. This is a Halo chest seal. It's a 2-pack chest seal. One for the front, one for the back. If you have a penetration that goes all the way through the chest cavity, you need to actually have 2 chest seals. Compact compression bandages to stop bleeding. You need to stop bleeding. Also, we have these shrink-wrapped bandages, lots of gauze in there. A lot of times the gauze is like so fluffy. Having them vacuum sealed like this is such a great idea, so that they take up so much less space, yet you get the same amount of gauze that you would for a much larger thing. Now, this is a flashlight and also for checking dilation. Flashlight is so very important, of course, also because you need to be able to see things. And in the dark, if it's a car wreck, it might be nighttime, you may not be able to see anything. Having that flashlight is going to be super helpful to see a little bit, as well as to check eyes. And then we also have duct tape in the kit, of course, because we need to have that. And all this does fit right back in the kit pretty easily. As you saw, at the beginning of this video in person, I showed the kits off. I was able to repackage them, and that was very doable. I want to take a brief moment to talk about Caleb House as well as Grindstone Ministries. Now, if you've watched Bear Independence channel, you've realized that at disasters, he and his team do end up going to many of these locations. They've deployed over 30 times in the last 3 years. They take food, they take shelter, they take tools and capabilities to go help people. They do a lot of chainsaw work. They do just so much to help people in disaster zones, especially tornado victims and such. They are based out of the middle of the United States, so they are right there for a lot of the tornadoes and hurricanes that can happen in those areas, as well as getting down to Florida. So if you want to take part in helping out with disaster relief, Grindstone Ministries is a great one to give to. Now, in the comment section down below, there is a pinned comment with the link to Refuge Medical and where you can purchase the kits that we're talking about, but also there will be a link to Grindstone Ministries, which as part of their website has a separate little tab for Caleb House. Now, Caleb House is a ministry that they have built up out of necessity as they've been asked to help people caught up in human trafficking, women and children that need to get out of situations that have been hurt and that they need to recover and these type of things. Now, they are building actually a facility right now with Caleb House, and they do need your donations. So if you want to consider giving to Grindstone Ministries for disaster relief, or to Caleb House, or both, just any little bit always helps. So let's together kind of get over there and give a little bit. If you can give $5, give $5. If you can give $100, give $100. If you got some deep pockets and you have $1,000 that you'd like to invest in these ministries, it will make a tremendous difference. But let's get back to the kits over there, all right? Welcome back to this review. We're going to jump into the crash IFAK. Now everything in here is designed to be sealed. So this kit is designed to be in your car, ready to go. You rip out the center section of it. That can go onto. You might need to put some straps on to get it onto a headrest or the back of a seat. But the entire inside of the kit kind of pulls out. You can use this as an IFAK and everything like that too. Of course, comes with a tourniquet. You need to have a good quality tourniquet. It's good to have multiple tourniquets actually. And then you have the shears. Now the center section, that's all shrink wrapped. You can get into these packages because they have all the cuts in the side, so you can just rip them open. But if you need the shears, you can use the shears. But a major burn tech for burns, right? In a car, you have issues where you need to deal with people with lots of burns, and you need to have specialized stuff for that. This emergency trauma dressing has lots of tear points on it as well. This will get you able to stop some serious bleeding, and just kind of the most important stuff, the most vital first stuff out there, ready to go for you to jump into. Now you can just tear this open like that. It had 4 tear points on it as well, so you can get in there. You got a Sharpie in there, but the plastic's actually pretty heavy duty. All that's just kind of showing you how super heavy duty it is. It's going to keep everything nice and fresh, everything sterile, even in a car where you have dust and particles and all sorts of nastiness. It's great to have all that stuff fully sealed in. You have some medical tape, of course. That's going to help keep dressings on wounds and everything. Emergency blanket. Once again, like I said before, when somebody is in shock, you need to keep them warm. Also, we have the shrink-wrapped dressings. And what you're really going to see is that this has a lot of the same stuff as the Travel ARK. So it's got the gloves in there as well. A lot of the very similar stuff. We got everything that you really could need in here. Just the same as the Travel ARK. But it's this kit has a little bit more robustness to it. It has a few more things, a little bit more options when it comes to treating people. So a few more options. Also, it has a nice big package of quick clot bandage dressing. That is huge when you have a puncture wound, getting that to the base of the bleeding and stopping that. It has stuff for eye care as well, eye kit, as well as other pads. Lots of different options. This kit can actually kind of treat a little bit more than what the Travel ARK can. It's got a little more supplies in there, so that's why it costs a little bit more. But it is shrink wrapped, so this is designed for crisis. You don't see a boo-boo kit in here. This has got more trauma stuff in it, but it doesn't have the boo-boo kit. So you kind of got to make a decision whether you're going to be dipping into the kit for everyday items or whether you're going to be using this for more kind of stuff than that. So there you have it, folks. You have the Crash IFAK that runs at $309.99. The Travel ARK runs at $289. Now you can get the 10% off by using the code Poplar, Poplar, just like the tree. Also, so that's going to be down in the pinned comments. You're going to see the link to that, but also the link to Caleb House, as well as Grindstone Ministries. Making any sort of donation there, it's really going to help out a lot of people. So please do consider doing that, as well as getting yourself more equipped for disasters by getting your car all outfitted with a Travel ARK or a Crash IFAK, depending on your situation. I don't have little kids running around, so I think the Crash IFAK is a better thing for me, but if you have kids and lots of boo-boos that happen in the car, and you know people are going to open that thing up for less than lethal type injuries, you want to get the Travel ARK possibly. All right, folks, let us know down in the comment section what you guys think and other things that you might want to have in the car that could help. Thanks so much for watching. If you want to check out another video, you can click that link right up here. There is a link right here that will take you over to Refuge Medical. Make sure you use the code Poplar to get that 10% off, though. All right, folks, thanks so much for watching. Steve Poplar of the Poplar Report, out.